going on, YouTube? It is Black Shaw back at it again with tonight's review of American Horror Story Season 8, Episode 5, Boy Wonder. And boy, I wondered what was going on tonight in this episode. But without any further ado, I got my glasses on because I'm about to take y'all asses to class because this episode was very interesting. I got hella notes and I'm going to break them on down. So let's get into it. So we pretty much started where we left off last episode. And, Cordelia, when she fainted after seeing Michael with Queenie and Madison. And so she wakes up, which what I thought was real, but she was in a dream, but we didn't know that at first. So she was just like, she woke up, she was waking up, it was like all foggy and gray and just darkness everywhere. And it looked like she was in some kind of damn cemetery or something. And slowly as she's getting up, she's like, oh, hello. Can you hear me now? And, she's trying to call for people to see who's there. And all of a sudden there's this person like walking on slow light. And then there is some more people like starting to come up behind her. And, they're like appearing to be zombies. And there's Michael with like this hoodie on, like his face is like pale white. And, he's laughing and stuff because all of a sudden the zombies, they go all the way up to Cordelia and start biting her ass. And it's a crossover from American Horror Story with The Walking Dead because they start biting the hell out of her on her neck, her arms, her chest piece, her boobs probably. I don't know. And she's just like slowly getting bit and dying because I'm like, ain't no coming back from that. And so she wakes up, and I'm sorry about this glare from my computer screen, but bear with me. Matter of fact, hold on. Because I was saying, she wakes up and there is Myrtle and the rest of the girls. It was like, what happened? And, because this was a nightmare, this wasn't no dream. Dream's supposed to be nice and happy and flowers and candy and butterflies and all that. But that was a nightmare. So she was basically saying with all of that, after they meet in this room with Ariel and the rest of the guys, she thanks Michael for, bringing back the girls and everything. And however, she saw the future in that horrible dream she had. And basically, she saw the end of the world. She said it was just darkness and death. And I think she said cannibalism, just everything bad. And so with that being said, she told Michael that he can take the test. And Myrtle, honey, she wasn't too fond of that. Oh, and by the way, not only will he take the test, he was going to take the Seven Wonders test by the rise of the blood moon. So we back at the witch's house, honey, and Cordelia, she up in the place to be. She up in the room, and Myrtle, like I said, Myrtle, she wasn't too fond of Cordelia saying that Michael can take the Seven Wonders test. And Myrtle was like, why are you going to allow this man to take on the position as a woman's, position or whatever? And, Cordelia, look, we soon found out at the end of the episode why she let him take the Wonders test, but I'm not going to say that right now. But Myrtle, like I said, Myrtle wasn't feeling that idea too much. And Myrtle, she brings up, all these different men regarding the world. And she was like basically saying, look how they turn the world to shit pretty much, or things, with them being men and trying to be in position of things. And we get into this flashback with Mallory, and she brought back to life this deer. And she not only did she bring her back to life, she turned her into a little Bambi deer. I said, oh my God, that's little Bambi in virtual reality. I mean, oh my God, I thought this was gonna be like the remake of the Bambi film. I was getting ready to watch, you know what I'm saying? And however, Cordelia was basically telling Myrtle, really none of that matters too much, because of the fact that her powers are dying. Because she looked in the mirror and she showed like on the side of her stomach, and it looked like her stomach was like cracked and it was like glass in there or something. That's how it looked. And she was basically saying, I'm fading away and my powers, my powers are fading away and I'm dying. And Myrtle, she got to crying, and Cordelia got to crying. And I believe Mallory walked in and gave her the heads up about some, guests coming to see her. And so we get downstairs, and there is Coco, and I believe that was her dad sitting next to her. And this is how we got to see exactly what Coco can do with her powers. So her powers is basically, she said she can sense like gluten in like foods and stuff. So because she was talking about how one time this guy or whatever was about to drink some biscotti or whatever, and she started getting these senses, like she was Spider-Man or something, and she slapped the biscotti out of the old boy's hand because he had some kind of disease. I forgot exactly what disease she said, but she basically saved his life. And then they switched over to another scene about these women, with like this gluten-free, supposedly gluten-free cake. She sensed the gluten in the cakes and everything, so she kind of felt, like, wasn't that's nothing too serious. But Cordelia, reassures her, like, you can sense out bad things. So that's good. So keep that in mind. So we get back to the coven, and all the boys are around, Ariel, all the warlocks are around, and there's Michael, he's getting ready to take the 7 wonders. And so they're giving him like these blessings and stuff to prepare him and to, wish to give him luck into taking a test. So they had salt from the earth, sea from the water, and Michael, he cuts his hand, and so that's blood from the body. And they put it all in this bowl, and that's his little good luck charm, I'm guessing. And then they put this circle, like this blue circle of flame around him, okay? The circle of trust, okay? Meet the parents type shit, okay? And before you know it, those flames go out, and he ready to rumble, y'all. All the guys, they come greet him. They all surround him. They cheering him on. And, John, he's just looking at Michael like, something ain't right with this kid, Oh, and by the way, if my computer screen froze, sorry about that, it's this damn camera. Anyway, back to the story. So Michael looks at, as he's smiling at everybody, he looks back at John, and he, shows his true self. He shows John the white-faced demon. And, John, he was looking, he wanted to clutch his pearls. So John is packing up his shit in his room because he about to get the fuck out. He about to get the fuck out, and, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this man's name. Chabalus, or Chabalus. You know who I'm talking about. Behold, okay, the black man. He come up in there like, what you doing? Where you finna go? And John basically was telling him like, look, y'all being all cute and cuddly with Michael, but Michael, there's something wrong with him. Okay, there's something wrong with him. He saw the white-faced demon in this boy, and Chaplin is going on talking about some, oh, you just jealous and you don't want us to get ahead and all this type of stuff. And so he pushes the couch against the door because he don't want John to get out. And then John pushes his ass on the wall. He was like, look, you always biting off more than you could damn chew. You need to calm your ass down. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. So he gets that shit on up out the way and he leaves. And we get to this next scene where he's at this gas station, this little mini gas station, getting some gas. And lo and behold, who was on the side of him trying to get some gas? Miriam, she trying to be all dramatic, trying to make it seem like she can't get the gas out of the pump. And she's like, oh man. And then John, he goes over there to try to help her out. And so she said something about, things are short, some kind of life is short type of saying. And he said something back to when she was like, oh, I wasn't talking about me. So she picks him up off the ground and he tries to help her. And so she gets the knife and she slices and dices the back of his ankles and stuff. And it's just blood just gushing all out. And eventually she like slices and dices his neck. And he's just laying there dead on the floor. And she coats him in gasoline and lights his motherfucking ass on fire. And then not too long after that, she meets Michael in the woods because this was all a setup that Todd came up with to come to us with the bullshit. This is some bull. And they just going on, Michael is going on about, people at the coven and saying pretty much they're his only threat. However, he is going to take it over. And of course, Miriam assures him of that and basically saying, you're going to do fine with the 7 Wonders test. You got this. You got this in a bag. And then all of a sudden, Ariel shows up with his pimp hat on. And he was saying, you really think I was just going to let old boy slide like that? And I can't wait to show these bitches what you got going on. Because Ariel was the one that told that John was trying to escape or leave from the coven and everything. And then here we go to the most important event. We get to the 7 Wonders test. The first test was telekinesis. He handled himself through that. Second test was concilium. Handled that. Third test, transmutation. Of course, he handled it. I mean, you saw how he did in a little practice test before they let him in the coven when he was introducing himself to Ariel and the rest of the warlocks. Fourth test, divination. I hope I'm saying that word right. And we saw him pull out this little compass clock. Kind of looked like Glenn's clock from The Walking Dead. But enough with that for now. The next test was pyrokinesis. He handled that. Then the next test was vitalis, and of course, he handled himself with that. And then here comes Cordelia with the last and final test, okay, which was dissension. And basically with that test, she told him to bring back Misty. Y'all remember what happened to Misty? Because you know Misty, if you watch Coven, you know, what was that, season 3? And, you know, Misty, she didn't make it back. She kept on dissecting them damn frogs because she didn't want to kill them frogs. The scene kept on going and going and going. I remember what happened to Misty, right? She didn't come back to us. So the warlocks was not here for that. Ariel and them, they was like, hell no. What the hell you mean? That's suicide. You done lost your damn mind. Ariel was like, we need to talk. So Ariel confronts her for changing the rules. And, you know, Cordelia was like, look, I'm in charge. And listen, you the one who went overboard with your mess, and I want my friend back. He got to pass this test. And basically, Ariel, you know, he tries to check Cordelia and say, oh, you know, you weak and you just afraid. You just like your mama Fiona. Y'all remember Fiona, right? And he was basically saying, you know, you gonna be just like her. And you ain't gonna be nothing else. And Cordelia, honey, with her tall self, she went all up in his face. She was like, look, you could talk all that shit you want about me. Let me tell you something. I am still your damn supreme, and you better know it. Mike, I'm so sorry if this damn camera is glitching and freezing. I don't know what is going on. Not too long after that, Michael, he opens the door. He's like, listen, y'all ain't got to argue no more. It's okay. I'm in. So all of a sudden, we get to this next scene where Michael, he's laying on the floor, and he's saying this little prayer or this little spell or something, and he says dissension, and he sinks into the floor. Okay, get out style. Okay, get into that. And so after commercial, Michael, he's walking down this long, dark hallway, and we back in the scene where these frogs appear, and there is Misty with these damn dissecting ass frogs again, and the little snitch little boy talking about something, Mr. Kenry, she did it again, da da da. And he was like, look, you gonna cut this damn frog. Since you don't want to cut a dead one, you gonna cut it alive. And she's like, don't make me do it. And then that scene kept on replaying until finally Michael, he comes in and he slices and dices the damn teacher, like from the back. He like cuts him open and all his intestines and stuff come out. I said, oh Jesus. He looks up at him and says, are you here to save me? And then Michael, he wakes up and I'm like, damn, he didn't save her. And so they was like, Madison was like, well, I guess that's that. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, Misty, she appears, and at first it's like sand or ash, and then she wakens. And Cordelia, she get to crying and stuff all over again. And, you know, she hugs Misty and everything. And so Misty looks at Michael, right? Misty looks at Michael all like, what's going on here? And Michael, I think Michael showed his like little face real quick at her. If not, then I'm wrong. And Cordelia's nose starts to bleed. And they was like, what's going on? And Ariel was like, Ariel or Chabliss, however you say his name, he said, you know, that's what happens to the old Supremes when, you know, a new Supreme is about to come, you know, arise. And he said, you know, they fade away, you know, being shady and whatnot. And after all of that, Cordelia did tell Michael, oh, you are the new Supreme. And then she faints again. And we get Cordelia, she laying on the couch, Myrtle and Misty in the room with her. Misty gives her some tea. And Misty gives her some tea. And basically she tells Cordelia, like, you know, you could have just left me where I was. And Cordelia's like, why? And basically she was saying, look, it's something ain't right with that Michael boy. You know, so everybody been saying that. John, even Chabliss, we're going to get to that in a minute. But yeah, Misty is saying something is wrong with him. We flash back to when Misty said, you know, are you here to save me? And all of a sudden, like all the kids and stuff, their necks like roll up and their eyes roll to the back of their head with like some foam out of their mouth. And she was saying she couldn't tell what they were saying, but she said they were speaking evil to Michael, and he was like listening to him. And so she was basically saying he ain't nothing but an evil mother. Cordelia says after all that he's not gonna be the supreme. And they was like, what you mean? And she said, well, she took him through that test to see how powerful he was, okay? Because he not finna, but not because he really finna be the supreme. She just wanted to see his powers and how strong he was, because she knows and she feels that something is, you know, something bad is coming in. You know, this is all before the whole nuclear attack thing happened, as far as I remember. So we get to the next scene. All the girls are sitting at the table, and there's this woman, she walking through the halls. I say, who is that? And lo and behold, it's the White Witch, y'all, aka Stevie Nicks, all right? And she gets to singing her song, and Misty, she's just embracing all of that, and she getting to crying, and the White Witch is just singing to Misty, and Misty, like I said, she's just a crying. Cordelia eventually walks out, and Madison is following her, and we see why. Cordelia tells Madison, look, I want you to go out of town. I need you to do some research. I need you to find out everything you can find out about your boy, Michael. And she was like, why would I do that? He the one who brought me back. Like, so what's the problem? Cordelia was like, look, something ain't right with him. And here comes Chapless talking about some, look, I heard all y'all asses and I heard all the good parts. So if y'all motherfuckers taking a little trip, I'm going too. And they was like, why? And he was like, because y'all trying to do some dirt on one of my own. Hell, why not? And so basically, oh, this is when I really got excited. Okay, she was like, Cordelia was like, okay, we going to this place where it all started. And what did they show on the TV screen? The motherfucking murder house. And y'all, that was tonight's episode of American Horror Story, episode 5, Boy Wonder, okay? And here comes another crossover with Murder House. I'm excited. We're seeing some other people from that season. I'm excited. I can't. You guys enjoyed my review. Tell me what you thought on tonight's episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed tonight's episode. Leave a comment below once again on what you thought on tonight's episode, and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more. And check out my reaction video to the new Pet Sematary movie coming out next year. And I'll see y'all in the next one. All right. And one more thing, I am so sorry about this camera acting real stupid tonight. I don't know what the hell is wrong with it, but bear with me. I holla.